Everybody, welcome back. Glad that you're here. Today I want to show you an absolutely simple and fantastic little Greek cookie called a koulouraki. In this case, they're olive oil or oil based. They're Ladokouloura. And very simply, they are flavored with orange, cinnamon, and clove. Very nice combination. Not overbearing as well in terms of how the cookie goes. It's a very gentle flavor, and they are fantastic to dump. I know from experience. Morning coffee, try maybe 2, 3, 7, 8 of these, and you're good to go and ready for your day. These here as well are Nηστίσιμα, as we say, or they are suitable for Lent. For those who are observing Greek Orthodox Lent, that don't eat dairy or eggs, that type of thing, because there's no butter in these. They are olive oil and veg oil based, which makes them also on the lighter side. So first things first, to start us off, as per usual, 375 or about 180 degrees Celsius for our oven. Get that off and going. I've already pre-parchmented my baking sheets for these, and oh, there goes my oven. And for this, very simply, it's all done in one mixer. You can do it by hand. Hey, it's your elbow. So first things first, what we're gonna do, 1 cup of sugar will go into the mixer, along with half a cup of extra virgin olive oil, Greek extra virgin olive oil, so that will go in there. A half cup of veg oil will go in as well to this. Now just drop this, lock and load, and just start whipping that about. Get that all mixed in terms of a nice creamy consistency, and that way we're moving on to the next step. These take like no time to do, absolutely no time. Next thing, we're going to use 1 cup of orange juice. Here's the thing, I'm using also half a teaspoon of baking soda. In this, what we're going to do is we're going to incorporate the baking soda into our orange juice. And let me grab a fork, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to real quick stir that up. And you see how it's starting to froth now, right? That's exactly what we want. That's going to make our cookies nice and light. Take this, add it in there. Perfect. Actually, let me drop that because that's mistake number 1. So, add that in there. We have our orange juice and baking soda in there. That's continuing to mix. That's perfect. While that's mixing, I'm going to take half a teaspoon of ground up clove is going to go in. Half a teaspoon of cinnamon is going in. Already, these are starting to smell amazing. And these cookies are good year-round. You can make these any time of year, and you know what? The kids love them. Everybody loves them. Grab and go, throw them in a lunch, or take them with you to work, whatever. Next thing to go into this is 1 tablespoon of baking powder. So that just goes in there just like that. Nothing to this at all. Pretty much we have our wet ingredients in here. Sans a few of the baking sodas and powders and that kind of thing. Now, let that go for a couple of minutes, and from there, we're ready to add our flour. And for this, I'm starting off with 1,000 grams or 1 kilogram of self-rising flour. It will add to the lightness of this. So, now, here's the thing. If, or depending on where you are, your altitude, the temperature, the humidity, yada, 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 typically you may not even need this whole amount of flour. So just kind of break it down into like sections or bit by bit, and you're going to notice the consistency of your dough as you go. You want this to be basically a cookie dough. So now, here's the thing. I'm just gonna drop this right down to off for the sake of everything and everyone around here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slowly add about half of this to my mixing bowl. And do it as carefully as you can because you know you're gonna get it all over the place and you know how that goes. So in goes about half of my flour. So let's see how that works out now. Bring it in, lock and load, and slowly start mixing that up. And as you go, you just keep adding. You can always add, but you can never take away. As it turns out, I gotta add some more, not a big deal. And we keep going and keep adding. By the looks or the feel of my dough, I don't think it's gonna need the whole thing, but then again, I have been known to be wrong. Now once you see your dough starting to stick to your paddle or to the middle and it's kind of being scraped off the sides, that's pretty much when you know you got the right consistency. Alright, so let's get the show on the road here. Got my parchment paper cookie sheet here. Look at this. This is absolutely perfect. This is what you want. This is the kind of consistency you want. So that's ready to go. In forming these cookies, here's the thing. You can go traditional, you can do whichever you like, totally up to you. You can make little, circles, like round cookies. You can make pucks. You can make the braided kind of cookies, which are kind of the most common. Whatever you prefer is totally fine. It's basically totally up to you. And at this point, you could also involve the kids because this is almost like the consistency of Play-Doh. So this is a great activity to do as a family, especially around Easter, Christmas, that type of thing. Great things. And it keeps the little creeps out of trouble, let's face it. So what you're gonna start doing is grabbing little balls of this and forming them out. What I'm gonna do is I'll move this over here like this. That way you can see a little bit better as to what I'm doing. You're gonna form them out like this, take them, and just start looping them up like little twists, and put them on your tray. And just take this, perfect, braid these, twist these around, just like that, and down they go. Give them some space because they will expand, and keep going until pretty much you got your entire dough formed into whatever kind of shape you like. Now my first batch is ready. These will go into our 375 degree oven for about 25 to 35 minutes. So while our first batch is baking off, I'm gonna sit here and finish off our cookie dough and continue making them. Just so you know, this will yield between 45 and 55 cookies depending on the size. Whether you choose bigger ones or smaller ones, totally cool, it doesn't matter. It's totally your preference. All right, so now my cookies are done. They're actually done perfectly. Nice size. They baked, these ones for some reason took about 20 minutes, a little over 20 minutes, so you do have to definitely keep an eye on them. But for the most part, look at this. They're done to perfection. I love, this is one of my favorite, oh, they're stuck together. One of my favorite shapes here because they're awesome to dunk. Very important. And then you have like these round ones here, and then you have these other ones that are like, kind of spiral shapes. They're different, all different shapes and kind of sizes. Some I've made actually, the first batch I made were actually a little on the big side. Like these are like almost the size of small bagels, but it's a live and learn situation. These are a little bit, Greek size, but they're still, the taste is awesome. So my friends, that's it for this episode on how to make my orange and cinnamon Ladokouloura, the cookies that are also suitable for Greek Lent. Feel free to play around with the flavors. You could also add lemon juice instead of orange juice, it will totally work. If you don't like the clove or the cinnamon, you can kind of double up on the cinnamon, double up on the clove. Totally up to you. Either way, they are absolutely delicious, and they pack a nice little crunch. Wonderful. So, I'm trying not to talk with my mouth full, but I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Join our community. A lot of fun, a lot of great recipes. And until next time, I thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.